One way to tell if you have friends or not: be by yourself alone in the dark, only to be visited by a clown. This is a thought to me, a recollection of when I was a kid, about 9 or so. I'm not going to go into any kind of details about this because it just shakes me. It chills me just bad writing this down. So I want to tell you the story. This is a true story that happened a mere month ago. Okay, here it goes. Me and my friend were standing over by the drain just outside the restroom. And this was at a local carnival in my hometown, which was a small town. It was getting pretty late. There was really no light except for a light that was over by the bathroom. We were talking about the fun that we had had earlier that night and about coming back on the next day. Now, before the carnival left town, one of my friends looks down at his watch and he says, "Hey man, it's getting late. I gotta go home, you guys." And well, the other friends said the same damn thing. So here I am by myself. So I stood there alone in the darkness. I'm just killing time anyways, and I'm listening to the water come out of the drain pipe. I think I was just humming or something. All of a sudden, I heard something, or someone. Someone was whispering. Someone with what sounded like a clown nose and was honking it. Then the clown stepped into the light. He stepped into the area of the street light that was over by the bathroom. The clown was dressed very sharp. I mean, he was dressed very well, I guess, though his face was very ugly. He began to walk over towards me. I began to step backwards very slowly, and then he held out his hand and he tried to give me something. He opened it only to reveal a red clown nose. He squeaked it and it made a sound. Then he threw it at me. The nose hit me in the face and fell in front of me on the ground. I actually reached down and grabbed the thing, picked it up, and I saw that there was a red liquid on it. And now that it was in my hands and it was on my face, it did have a metallic smell to it. Now, whether this was actually blood and that it came from a human or not, it didn't matter to me at this point. This clown had just ruined my day and my night, and I wasn't going to freak out, scream, or say that I'm calling the cops. I'm not going to puny out. I just smiled at the freako and began walking towards him. He had a look of interest on his face. He reached into his pocket and was walking towards me, and I was walking towards him. He pulled a knife from his pocket, and then he began to run at me. So I did the same. As I got close, he tried to thrust the knife into my neck. I blocked him by moving over to the left, then actually grabbed the knife right out of his hands. He turned around and began to run away. And I said, "You little bitch." He stopped, then turned around and held out both hands to his side. And he said with a grievous grin, "What are you going to do now?" Then he began to run towards me again. Not just a regular run. He was actually going to try to choke me from what it looked like to me. I just simply tossed a knife at him. This was part of me that I felt that it was just gonna whatever, but the knife actually stabbed him in his eye. He kind of shrieked a little bit, and he pulled the knife out of his eye. He threw it on the ground and ran back into the darkness. Though I didn't know who this was, I assumed it was a man of middle age and that he wasn't from around here. And since I live in a relatively small town, I figured someone else might know of what happened, but I've not heard anything since. Oh, and I didn't report this guy since I just decided to take it upon myself to solve the problem, that he ruined my day. And because, of course, I was pissed that my friends left me. But I'm not trust being in the dark alone by myself, especially in this kind of area.